Beautiful, beautiful fish.
Alright, good morning. I'm out here on the Goulburn River in Victoria. It's a quite a nice morning out here. Still, I love still mornings. I'm doing something I've never done before, and that is fishing for cod. That being Murray cod, not things like I'm used to up in Queensland, things like estuary cod. I mean Murray cod, and I certainly think estuary cod's going to be a much easier prospect than fishing for a Murray cod. So I don't necessarily need to have a sounder on, but I do like to just see what the water depth is, things like that. Who knows, if I find something sticking around underneath me, then maybe it would prove to be worthwhile to throw on a spinner bait or a deeper diver or something like that. Just troll that patch a couple of times, but for the time being the plan will be to, I think, paddle upstream and work at some snags, and then drift back downstream as the light comes through. That should make it a bit easier trip coming back than it is going out. I've been told by everybody that the best thing to do of a morning is to throw some surface lures. We've got a bit of movement going through the river here too, but I've been told throw surface lures in the morning, and then I can always go back to throwing some divers and some spinner baits if nothing's happening on the surface. So wish me luck. Something I've never done before. A bit of luck, things go according to plan. I'd just be really happy with one fish, but of course so is anybody that's fished for Murray cod. So we'll see how we go. First effort at it. I don't expect too much. Perhaps if we expect to go out and not catch anything, we'll get a nice surprise if we catch something that's tiny. See how we go. Cheers. And one thing I had forgotten was mosquito repellent. So yeah, not going to have a very good day if mosquitoes are driving me nuts. It is a bit, isn't it? This is telling me it's about 25 degrees, so hopefully something will jump on, take pity on me. What are you using?
Oh, I'm trying to get everything.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. part one of the mission achieved. Right, well, see if we can get back to what we were doing. That was trying to catch a fish, just a fish. Well, that'll about conclude our time on the water today, and probably our fishing for the day. Really dismal day when it comes to fishing. Not surprising. I think I saw one fish surface in front of me. That was a carp. So, not a great day. Beautiful spot, beautiful time on the water. Just here or there making things a fraction difficult. Time to head home and try and get some things done for the rest of the day. Alright, it's quite early. We're looking at about, well, it's before 6 anyway. So it's before 6 AM. Beautiful still morning at the moment, and I'd really love to make the most of that. So the little set of rapids down here. I think what I'll do for the time being is head more upstream. So we'll get our lures ready, and starting off with a kingfisher mantis, might be 100 from memory. And our aim today is a cod. We're on the Macquarie River. My trip on the Goulburn River down near Echuca was a bit of a bust. A lot of casting, a lot of trying to catch fish, but just nothing happening. A little disappointing, but this looks like a whole different prospect, and we'll get our casting in shortly. But make sure my drag's set about where I might want it. I'm hoping for good things this morning. I'd really love a hit. Would be a good start. Just a hit. Make me feel like I'm doing something vaguely right. Keep the casting going. Maybe let them sit for a little bit longer. flow appears to be up. I believe they're letting water out of the dam. So, a bit of luck. And that means they've pushed up onto those banks in amongst the snags, and I really have no idea though. I'm just postulating some vague theories that probably won't eventuate. Keep telling myself a story as I go, it might keep my confidence up. You start to get this feeling that you don't know what a fish feels like anymore. It can be a little bit disheartening. But at the same time, I'm out on the water. I'm on a place that I've never been to before. It's quite pretty. It's a nice morning. There's a bit of flow about, but other than that, the water surface is still. Oh, that was a cod. Just cruising up along the edge. I don't know if that'll come up on the camera, but wow. Oh, that was sitting in no water. That you could see its fin out of the water. I could have just about nested it. If I thought quickly enough, I probably could have.
Come on. Come on. Oh, yes. Done with it, done with it, done with it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's it. Finally. Finally, finally, finally. Wow, it's not a big one. Yes! Woo. Holy smokes. Yes! A lot of effort has gone into landing that fish. Give me a bump there. Got it? There we go. One beautiful cod. Sorry, River. Yes. I'm pretty happy about that.
Now, I may not have got that on camera, I've just realised. At least the front camera was on. I'd be spewing if I didn't. But there is a beautiful piece of cod. Look at that. Oh, buddy. Just gonna let that swim there for a moment. Hope it doesn't disappear on me just yet. Okay, so there we have a 54 centimetre cod. What a beautiful fish. Alright, 54 centimetres. Five 51839. 51839. There's a beautiful fish. 51839. Yes. Oh, what a relief. Just can't change the batteries on this camera. I don't think the camera was on for that. So disappointing that it won't be on the head camera, but it'll be on the front camera at about the 2-hour mark. So 2 hours into the morning, I finally came up with my first fish. I've already spooked one Murray cod. Not since lost a spinnerbait and changed over to this hell yeah chatterbait. It's certainly got a hell of a lot of action about it. I flicked into that snag once. I was pretty sure I got a hit and a take, but it didn't hook up. I flicked straight back into that snag with the hope that it might have another go at it, and sure enough it did. No idea if that'll be on the head camera. I'll have to review that later. If it's not, then that'd be really disappointing, but I've got it on the front camera, quite sure of that, as long as I don't mess up the footage. One cod, no damaged thumbs yet though. Haven't really got through that rite of passage, I guess, but let's go and see if we can find another one. Whew. Quite surprised that take was, I mean, it was there. It wasn't a huge hit, wasn't a massive fish either, but it wasn't a huge hit. Yeah, it wasn't a huge hit, but it sort of grabbed it and ran more than anything. It didn't take an awful lot of drag, and once I'd hooked up and gave it a bit of pressure, it sort of stopped really doing too much. So maybe that was just that fish, maybe that's what cod always do, I don't know. I'd like to catch a couple more though and see if we can develop a bit of a pattern. I would like to not lose this lure to a snag, however. There we go. So I've got my first Murray cod. I've achieved what was really my main goal for this leg of the trip, the Chuka and Dubbo leg of the trip. I'd definitely like to double up on that if I could. So I'll go a fraction further, hit a couple of these snags and things up here, and then it'll be time to drift back. There's the first bit of wind that I've heard for the day. Oh, had one follow that one all the way out. I actually saw that one. Well, that'll about wrap up the morning, and I'll stay in Dubbo. It's been a slow morning, but we managed to get onto one fish, and I'm super stoked with that. Really would have liked to get a second one just to prove it wasn't a fluke, but yeah, look, that was reward for a lot of casts and a lot of time put in to trying to get that first Murray cod. Spent a lot of time on the water in a Chuka the other day and just couldn't for the life of me get a touch. I've only had the 3 hits today, and 2 of them were one after the other, the second one being the one that got the fish. It's been a beautiful morning on the water. The wind's gotten up a bit now, and that's making things a little bit more difficult than I'd like it to be. But all in all, it's been a pretty good morning. I can't help myself getting a few extra casts in as I come back in. You never know which cast is going to be the one that gets that fish, but thanks for watching. It's been a fun experiment and fun journey, and I'm sure I'll come back to have another go at Murray cod, whether it be here or whether it be down in Victoria or whether it be in northern New South Wales, southern Queensland. We'll work that part out, but 2 big sessions, 2 reasonable sized sessions for 1 fish. It's been hard work, but I'm just excited to have gotten one. So thanks for watching, and yeah, we might see you next time.
Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, wow. Finally. Wow, it's not a big one. Yes!